Hello, everyone, and welcome to the October 2021 monthly vibe. I am Janet Namaste, and I welcome you here with my open heart. And what we are going to be talking about today is the energy of Libra, of a billion planets in retrograde. That's how it felt like the past few weeks, to say the least. And we're also going to speak about of what it is that we can expect in the next year or two. And we are initiating all of this in the month of October. So that being said, have a notepad nearby, have something to write with, have water, and know that this transmission is channeled in. And you can reject or accept anything that I say. And of course, the disclaimer is I am not an astrologer, I'm not a physician, I'm not a doctor, a financial advisor, or anything like that. So whatever is coming out at this moment in time is purely energy. I am an intuitive healer. I've been doing this work for the past 25 years, and my specialty is regression work and destiny programs. So what we're doing today is we're delving into the channeling and the energy of October, which is an initiation month. October is something where energetically it equals a number one. And we get to go back to what we started out in January of this particular year and thinking back of all of our New Year's resolutions. But there's a monthly universal month, and that's when you add the actual month and the year together numerologically, and that equals the number 6. 2021 is the number 5 year, which is Vata energy. Vata in Ayurvedic terms is all about wind. It's wind energy, and it's ruled by actually Mercury. It's air. It's an air element, and that's what actually happened when there was a conjunction of on December 21st with Jupiter and Saturn during the winter solstice, where we went into official age of Aquarius. Aquarius is the energy of the people, of the collective. We went for many, many years, 200 years of real patriarchal type of energies, of Saturnian type of energies, of really earthly type of energies. And now we're going into the energy of air, where things are traveling very quickly. So that being said, that number 6, October 2021, is a number 6 universal month. That equals it's the harmony of the yin and the yang. It's the harmony that actually brings in beauty. And number 6 is also equivalent to the planet of Venus. In numerology, every single number, every single vibration has even certain planets associated with it. So the number 6 is associated with Venus. And it's not ironic, and it isn't a coincidence, right? That we just entered on October 6th. It was the new moon in Libra. We are in the sign of Libra at this moment in time. And when Libra is also it is an air type of element as well, and or constellation. And what it is that it rules beauty. It rules, and Venus rules Libra, and Venus rules Taurus, which is earthly. But at this moment in time, we are tuning in. This is a sneak peek of what the entire year of 2022 is going to bring. The energy of October 2021 is a universal 6 month. And that is the energy of love, of balance, of harmony, relationships. This is what is going to be. It's as if like not a tiny little flashlight that is going to be like paving the way or whatever it is. So the energy of 2022 is going to be equivalent to this month of October, which is all going to be where there's a floodlight that is going to be emphasizing all about how we are working, not only with the relationships with others, collectively, society, structures, but it's the relationship with ourselves completely. So this is an initiation month. It's a number 1 month. And we're beginning to actually, what we're looking at more often than not, it's important to actually for the self-reflection. That's why whenever there are now like 6 or 7 planets in retrograde, And when this happens, retrograde is a time to go inward, to go inside, inside yourself. Retrograde period is like what, if you've ever been pregnant or you've known a pregnant woman, it's when we go into this nesting stage where you're preparing for the baby to be born and you're preparing your space for some newness to come in. So we're all collectively going through this time and space of, I don't want to say a death and rebirth, but it's kind of sort of like that, because with Saturn being in retrograde for quite some time, on the 11th, I just know because it's 111, it's, October 11th, when Saturn actually goes direct, because before it felt like we had one foot on the gas pedal and one foot on the brake, and we were screeching. And when that happens, when Saturn is in retrograde, this has to do with certain karmic lessons. And with this energy now in October, it's what is it that is karmic that has to do with relationships. So it's really, the yin and the yang has to do with the masculine, the feminine, and today's energy in particular, because I do these monthly vibes on the first Thursday of every month. Today is the 7th of October. It equals a number 3 energy, a number 12 energy. And this is where it's about education. It's also about expansion, and it's also about mastering your mindset. And I'll explain, mastering your creativity. When when a 3 times 2 is 6, so you're mastering your creativity times 2. And this is what Libras love to do. They love to bring art to the world. I'm with a Libran, for 25 years. Trust me, he's a designer. He loves to bring beauty into the world. But the thing is that at this moment in time, today, it's a number 3 day. So it is important. We are starting now in October to initiate brand new beginnings. But our thoughts, because there's so many planets that have the air element associated with it at this moment in time, that think of like a leaf blowing in the wind. 1 second you see it on the left side, and the next moment it's on the other side of the street. That's how fast we are actually manifesting. We are manifesting in the quantum at this moment in time. So responsibility is key. But most importantly, responsibility for yourself is key. Because if we don't have responsibility for ourselves, then what's going to happen, the law of reflection, because that's another number 6. Think of the number 6, actually, the symbol for it is the Star of David. And the Star of David is actually two triangles, one triangle facing downward, right? And that is the energy of the yin energy. It's the feminine energy. And the triangle facing upward is the energy of the masculine. And it's this beautiful energy and of the balance. There's a balance. And each of us have a balance of a yin and a yang. Like, it doesn't matter if we were born a woman or a man or whatever it is. It's learning how to balance both energies. This is going to be pivotal this month, but it has to be the theme of this entire month. Is also not just about balancing these energies, but it's loving your inner beauty and self-respect. People are only going to treat you in a certain way of what you allow them to treat, of the way you allow them to treat you. So boundaries are super important. And it's also knowing that there is a law of reflection, the triangle going down and there's a triangle going up. So there's opposite, like there's definitely the parallels of the different triangles right opposite one another, right? Because these are equilateral triangles. These aren't like right angle triangles, they're equilateral. So it's important that we balance the needs of what it is of our heart wants, of going within in our inner beauty, so we activate our intuition. And that is what 2022 is going to be like. Things are going to be moving, hustling, really, 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 not hustling like we're trying to like make $1 out of 50 cents, but it's about manifesting, like a hustler and manifesting. You think something and all of a sudden it's there and you're like, whoa, how did that happen? So you have to ask yourself, with that law of reflection, am I giving more attention to my fears, or am I giving more attention to the love that I truly am, my truth? And what came up this morning was like, it was so super cool. This in my meditation, they showed me, and I was such a fan as a child of Egyptian, of different, I used to read all Egyptian folk stories and about initiations and about priestesses and Isis and all of these different stories about the temples. And this is like my work. When I tune in of different initiation processes and of learning different esoteric connections to the metaphysics. And it was really my past life memory to those kind of things. That's why I was probably really attracted to that as a child. So Libra is the sign of the scales, right? It's the sign of the scales and what happens is in the ancient Egyptians, what they used to do when people used to pass away, and they used to take they used to weigh and the heart before going to Anubis, which is like the afterlife. They used to take the heart, which is this is where your soul, this is where the real Janet, lives, the real you lives, all of these things that are surrounding us are roles that we may play, that we portray. But the real essence of you is inside your soul. It's inside your heart. And when the real you reflects back of the outer you and the inner you, that's pure beauty. That's the energy of Libra. That's the energy of number 6. That's the energy of Venus. And that's what we have to really practice, is being authentic, truly, and not really worrying about how others are going to perceive us. It's about being accepted and being visible. So here we are at, ancient Egyptians used, this is, the story of Mot, and Mot would take the person who passed away, their heart, and they'll put it on one side of the scale, and then they would take a feather and put the feather on the other side of the balance scale, right? And if your heart weighs heavier than the feather, then it means that you may have absorbed a lot of, God, I was going to go Yiddish on you guys, mishigas, of stuff that may have not been part of your karmic plan. So there are certain relationships that come into our life, and this is what I speak about in my Destiny program, that are here to teach us, to elevate us. It's the ones that are closest to us that really teach us. But when we have absorbed their karma, or we adopt their patterning of behavior, thinking that's the way that we're going to be accepted, then we lose a sense of our identity and wondering why we're not going into the doors of our destiny. And it's because all of that weight, WEIGHT, that we have put on our heart doesn't even belong to us half the time. All of that hurt, that fear, the shame, the guilt, that energy doesn't allow us to be in the present moment. That energy has already passed, it already occurred. Or of feeling pity instead of empathy. There's nothing wrong with being a sensitive. I'm super sensitive, but it's about empathizing, but not feeling pity, right? They say, teach a man how to fish, don't fish for the man. So the point is that we need to try to make our heart weigh like a feather. It doesn't mean that we don't feel and there's no depth in our heart. There is love, but I'm speaking about the density that we take on from others, the layers and the layers and the layers. But if you're lucky, and you're all really lucky, especially that if you're viewing this video, then it's because I'm very lucky, and like attracts like, right? And if you're very lucky, life will present you with a wake-up call. And it's a wake-up call of cracking open up the shell and realizing the brilliance, beautiful gem that you are. And number 6, this particular month, the stone is it's amethyst, and actually the scent is lavender and frankincense, and that will help you get into balance. So what I suggest is creating and you know homonyms, right? Homonyms are two words that sound alike but are spelled differently and have two different definitions. So in order to create long-lasting results of the love and great lasting relationships, we need to be patient and wait. And I'm not saying wait and, you know, and be disappointed. No, on the contrary, there's certainty that the love attracts the real you, but there has to be a WAIT to create the space between thought and action and clearing for the real you, which is the reflection, that what is meant to be your magnetic polarity, that will be your gift to help balance you out and you balance them out, and remove the excess WEIGHT, the weight of the I'm not good enough program. And this is what we are doing at this moment in time. I teach the conscious, I have a Conscious Healers Academy where I train healers all around the world of all different healing modalities. And a real amazing healer is not one that has great skills and amazing ethics, absolutely, and experience, but it's one that knows how to do the session, know that it doesn't come from them. They are merely a vessel, and they allow the angels, the guides, or whatever is meant to happen. They create that space so healing can happen with full certainty. They don't get attached to the results. And that is important in this month. Don't worry about how it's supposed to happen. With the right intentions, then, because you're going inward, all of these retrograde planets, they're bringing you inside your mind and inside, like, so you could go within your heart and know that there are many choices, and it's not the one that you are so, it's you know, I don't want to say stubborn, but it's just adamant. There's nothing wrong with tenacity, but there has to be a flow. And if the door keeps on closing, perhaps it's time to take a step back to create that space, because no one really belongs to you, right? Nothing belongs to us, actually. The only thing that is real and that can heal, and that's what we're tapping into in the month of October, is unconditional love. Because the patterns that we may have adopted or adapted since we were young is, if I do this, then I will be loved. It's conditional. And love is unconditional, truly. So this is a time to reassess completely, to completely reassess. This is an internal process, and not for you to rush anything, to allow things to be, but have a great plan of action. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the month because of the different key points, but just be kind to yourselves. Don't allow the weight of others and what's going on in the collective at this moment, because there is so much that is happening on a collective level where, especially by, when Mars and the sun is going to be right directly one another, which is going to be in the next couple of days, this gives us like a push. And this push can be one in which where we can go into the upper octave, the doors of judgment and of disappointment of what structure is doing, and of how disappointed we are of these ridiculous, I call them ridiculous, I'm sorry, it is, for me it is, of laws and legalities that it doesn't even make sense as a human. It doesn't have any love associated with it. Or do we utilize this energy that's going to happen on the 9th of October, which is letting go? Number 9 is letting go. It's a pinnacle of its graduation, where we can utilize it to push us, really push us into the path of self-care. And if it doesn't bring me joy or elevate my consciousness, or if I don't, bring joy to myself, because really it's like the important thing is happiness, then don't do it. Don't do it, because then there's a certain amount of hours per day, and you could be anywhere in the world right now, and you're watching this video, you are here, right now, and your time, you could never get back. You are investing not only in me and in the energy of the collective, you're investing in yourself. So time is valuable. You are valuable. So this is a huge new cycle that is beginning at this moment in time. And there's all of these signs right now that are in air. You have choices. And it has to do with acceptance in your beauty, acceptance in the wisdom of your soul. Listen to that, the voice of your soul. It will never, ever steer you wrong, but you need to create the space. You need to WAIT in order to remove the WEIGHT, because there's so much density that's going on at this moment in time. Well, guess what? Lots of structures are going to be like, of anything that was built vertically, it's going to start collapse, like, you know, actually not collapsing, like, you know, this is all figuratively, this is not literally. And this is going to be about like a 2-year process. Is it going to affect finances? Absolutely. Of course it will, but not in terms of like, I don't know about markets or anything like that. I don't really follow that. And I know there's an energy associated with it, which is, but that's not my forte. So I'm not going to really speak about that. But what is going to happen, like we had the new moon, we had a new moon yesterday on October 6th. On October 5th was the last master number of the entire year. We've had a lot of master 22 numbers, which is like the worker bee, like really worker bee. But number 11 is like, think of it like the pillars of you're walking through pillars, or it's like the frame of a door where we're walking through something. So October had a master number 11, which was the 5th. And the 5th of October is about change. So now we're walking through, that was our initiation, everyone. October 5th was actually initiation day. We're like walking through, it's a brand new us. How are we going to serve the world as our authentic selves? And this is where like, a lot of opportunities are going to present itself. But if you are hanging on to the weight of all the other stuff that you feel stuck in or can't change at this moment, you're not going to be able to have that energy in order to go through those doors, because your backpack that used to have a rock in it, it's like you were climbing up the mountain. Now it feels like there's a boulder, right? Just put that rock somewhere else, you know, like, you know, be with a mentor, hire a spiritual teacher, go be with like-minded community, you know, be with like-minded people. So there's a lot of support there, because we're going through this as a collective at this moment in time. But remember, there's a lot of segregation going on. The vax, the unvax, the this, the that. I mean, it's crazy. My son has to quarantine now because he was in the same lunchroom with somebody who got tested positive with COVID, and he doesn't have any symptoms, nothing. He doesn't have COVID, and it's just crazy what's going on in this world at this moment in time. But I truly, from the bottom of my heart, I wish you all just to really create that space of Zen, that weight, so you can really tune in and listen to the voice of your soul and bring happiness. Because if you bring happiness to yourselves, you raise the consciousness, you raise the collective vibe together. You change the channel of like, you know, of a billion different instruments playing out of tune to us all being in tune. Truly, we go from the me consciousness to the we consciousness. So October 6th and 7th, we're going to the new moon, right? And Pluto, actually the planet of major transformation that like really shakes us up, goes direct. Thank God, Mazel Tov, good. This is a great lift occurs. It's almost like the cage of our hearts, like of our wings start like opening up. And this is what we did yesterday in the Angel Academy. We opened up our wings. And this is what we feel like. We feel like our inner journey that we have gone through for months, like actually since September 2019, by the way, to be exact, to now is where it's coming to a conclusion where we get to now go into the other doors, like into the other chapters of our lives. And then October 8th, thank God it's the halfway of Mercury retrograde, because we're feeling it now, aren't we? You know, definitely check and recheck your email, the links. Today on my monthly vibe, we sent out the wrong link to like hundreds of people. My apologies. So I hope when you do get this video that, you know, you're able to connect. And October 10th it's a one day also. So it's October 11th, but it's a power day as well, where we get to kind of do the same thing that of October 1st, which is also initiation. So you get another initiation day, and it allows you to actually take a pen and paper and write down and start manifesting truly. Because right now, I told you, things are quantum, mucho rápido, okay? Very fast. Things are going to be really manifesting extremely quickly. So remove the weight of the fear and tune into the energy of how can I raise the consciousness? How can I bring joy? How can I, you know, just do something that is going to beautify your home, your life? You know, if you can't afford to paint the room or whatever it is, like, or move to a new house, I'm not saying that to go to vacation in the Fiji Islands or take, you know, a spaceship into planet Venus, like the planet of beauty. Go to Home Goods, buy pillows or move your furniture around, or, you know, just shift the energy a little bit. You know, go on your phone and maybe go to Shutterstock and order a new album. Get a little bit creative to bring beauty, and look at yourself and say, wow, you're so gorgeous. You're so beautiful. You're so smart. You're so wise. Really do all these things, and then start, because then it's giving back that trust back to you, to your baby you, when you were 3-4 years old, thinking that the patterning of others is the way that you should be loved. When you are perfect the way that you are. You are absolutely perfect. You are love. You are love. No conditions. So October 11th is when Saturn moves direct. I know Saturn very well. You know, I am a Capricorn, and Capricorns are ruled by Saturn. And I'll tell you something. Yes, I have to climb that freaking mountain all the time in everything I do. Even when it's like a little, you know, hill, tiny hill, I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to climb that hill like a mountain. It's just the mindset. It's mindset, and it has to do with grit and tenacity. And if it ain't hard, it ain't worth it. It's that cuckoo mentality. It's not cuckoo, crazy. It's just the patterning that I picked up as a child as well, and also the essence of who I am. And know this, we all were going through it. You don't have to be a Capricorn to go through it, or an Aquarius ruled by Saturn. Everyone was going through, because when Saturn was retrograde, we were going within and really being very harsh on certain things, and things weren't coming very easy at all. It's like we really needed to put the WD-40 in our doors. There were squeaky doors and everything. It just needed extra love, extra TLC. So when Saturn goes direct, you're like, all right, my personal, internal responsibility of my essence, you know, I get it. I accept me. It's about self-acceptance. It's no longer feeling that there is an inadequacy. Hell no, not inadequate. You are not. You are beautiful. You are perfect. You are love, and you are just your joy. That's what you are. So on the 15th, what I see is like, it is definitely, because that's a 6 energy. And so the 15th equals the number 6. So that's a 6th day in the month of a 6th month. So this is all about, again, going within and bringing joy in. So we have so many different opportunities and love, and about, you know, things that are going, that were retrograde. Now all these planets are going direct. On the 17th, Jupiter is going direct. Thank God now Jupiter is the planet of lucky blessings and expansion. And now we just have only 4 retrogrades that are in play. I mean, 4 retrogrades is a lot, but considering there were like Chiron and like 7 of them, like there was Chiron, there was Pluto, there was Saturn, there was Venus, like all of these like retrogrades that were happening. 4 just seems like, it's a walk in the park, please. Amazing. Now what happens around the 17th and 18th, and number 17 is, it's sometimes I just want to bust that in Russian or in Spanish when I do these transmissions. I don't know. I was going to say muy fuerte, very strong energy. And this is where you start thinking of finances and how to expand on material things, but make sure, and this is a little note of, make sure you connect with spirituality when you are tuning into that, because when it's going to be the full moon in Aries, which is the 20th of October, although the October 20th, it rules the moon in a sense, but this is the full moon of Aries. This is fire, and Mars is underneath the sun or behind the sun, but it's like right directly underneath. And the sun is like the king. He's like the CEO. Okay. And the CEO is the one from the top down. He oversees everything, especially this is cosmic energy, like masculine energy, the sun. Mars is right underneath during this period of time, and Mars is fire. Okay. Mars is fire. It's like we have Mars in our belly, and this is about it has to do with control and of strength, and it's fiery, it's fiery, it's, the color red. And this is a time when like Mars is actually like it's definitely ain't little. It's the soldier of the CEO. It is like, all right, let me, how can I, so now you have the sun, which is hot, hot, hot. And now you have Mars, hot, hot, hot. Okay. This is like the bull, like coming in. This in the ancient world, like when these conjunctions used to happen, there was like a 2 to a 2.5 year of transitions that are going to be happening. So we are entering from October 9th to October 20th. October 9th, this is when it starts. And October 20th, when the full moon of Aries happens, this is going to be very interesting, because this is going to be a huge transition in the world. The way that we know it is going to be different. This is a time where we are going to enter a new cycle, and it happens around the time of October 20th. It's going to happen around Christmas time, around my birthday, which is the end of December. So December 2021, and then it's going to happen again in February. So these kind of like 3 different like hops, like you remember Frogger, that Atari game? I mean, some of you guys are probably like too young to even know what Atari is. And ColecoVision. Now you know how old I am. I'm like 100 years old. And but I do regression work every day. So Atari had this game Frogger, and this is literally, I think it's Atari or Coleco. So this is what it is. When Mars and all of these energies are going to start October 9th, October 20th with the full moon, and then it's going to go into in December, and then in February, life the way we know it is going to change. And I don't want to, there's no fear associated with it. It has to do with more responsibility of truth and liberation and sovereignty and of the voice of the people, instead of it being like that's why I was saying about structures falling down. It's structures of the patriarch of, if you don't abide, you're going to get punished. There's going to be more of a flow, but we're going to be in this together for the next 2 years or so, where we're all going to be going through this change. And 2022 in itself is going to be a year where we get to kind of like, this is now we're breaking down the structure, and then we get to pick and choose of what we want to choose to bake our cake with, those ingredients. And we're going to make an amazing spread for, like, you know, the kings and queens that we all are for 2022. So that is all about Venus energy. And know that at the end of the month as well, it's all about truth. It really is all about truth. I'm about truth 24/7 all the time, but it's going to come full circle of what October 1st was and October 31st, where it's all about integrity and of really to follow what it is that we came here to, our destiny, our path. So with that being said, we're going to just dive into a quick meditation, a few tips just prior to that. Know that there's nothing to fear. Action steps is number one is to really tune into the energy of forgiveness for yourself and for others, of accepting people and situations for what they are, not what you would like them to be. Number two is also create joy and happiness in your life, because you are solely responsible for the joy and happiness of yourself. It's removing the codependence of others' patterning, of their patterning, or the way that they feel that it's you supposed to earn the love, thinking that's the way that is, when truly whatever makes you happy, whatever you love, surround yourself, as long as it is healthy and it's spiritually nutritious and it isn't dangerous. And, you know, it's just, it elevates your soul. And number three, really be kind to yourself and really take a close look at your relationships, all of them. You're going to see in the kindest, most beautiful way that things are going to, I guess, you're going to be cutting cords in the most beautiful way, because things that have outgrown its purpose in your life, it is with true reverence and respect, we bow down. And I get it. If it's somebody that is a family member, a parent, a sibling, whatever you can't like, just be like, sorry, you're not my mom anymore, or you're not my, you know, my brother and my sister, whatever it is anymore. I totally get that. But it is just with total respect and realizing that the universe, and this is the pre-birth plan, you chose them in your life so you can really tune in and see the beauty that you really are. And this is without judgment, looking at them, that they are also a child, a soul that is going through their own suffering and their own trying to figure it out themselves. You know, some people awaken quicker than others, and we all awaken at different times. So be patient, WAIT, in between the inhale and the exhale. And so you can remove the WEIGHT of any energetic stuff that actually, you know, that added on to the density. So you're beautifying your life. Anything that drains you, we're going to remove, and let's do it. And now we're going to go into our meditation, my angels. So gently close your eyes. I'm going to just stop my video only because we can just focus in. Close your eyes and just take a deep breath in. Breathing in the energy of unconditional love, of joy, of happiness, of unconditional love. And exhaling out anything of the density, of the weight that perhaps you are carrying since you were a young child, unknowingly. Breathing in love, trust, expanding on that space in between the inhale and the exhale. And exhaling slowly. And with your eyes closed, visualize this beautiful angel guide standing beside you, letting you know that you are never alone, that you came here on this earth with an incredible purpose of serving others with your smile, with your angelic eyes, with your beautiful heart, with your laughter, with your creative ability. Just take another deep breath in and relax. Allow the noises around you that you hear from the outside of your room and the inside of your room to gently bring you to a place of deeper relaxation. And visualize now a beautiful lavender light. And this beautiful lavender light is connected to the light above you, the light all around you. And this light actually not only circulates from the top of your head when your beautiful guardian angel or angel that is standing before you takes your hand in their hand. From your right hand, allow that beautiful energy, which is the energy of the masculine. They reach over with their left hand, which is their receiving, as they receive you in great love. And the love penetrates this beautiful lavender light into your right hand, circulates, going up your arm, relaxing, glowing. And it goes into your heart, magnifying your heart, removing any weight or density from others that no longer serve. And as your heart gently pumps this beautiful energy of love, which is what we're connecting to at this moment in time, of Venus, of beauty, of harmonious, beautiful relationships. Allow this beautiful energy of healing, this lavender light now to go down the top of your head, your neck, your chest, your back, your left arm, your fingertips, your entire spine, your abdomen, removing any energy of control. Even when Mars is going to be right next to the sun, this beautiful lavender light will remind you of the element of tranquility and the truth that you are. And feel your heart getting lighter and lighter as whatever weight that was there goes into your right arm, trickles down, and your guardian angel takes it into a jar that says clear and delete. Just allow that to happen on its own as the light now trickles down your hips, your left and your right, which held the emotions of your mother and father, of their hurt and their shame. It removes the energy by your hips of rejection. And that goes now into the jar. Watch how that is connected. The energy of rejection no longer exists within you. You are beautiful, you are accepted, you are loved. And allow that energy now to go down your thighs, And it goes down into your knees. And your left knee connects you to the energy of the trust that you had within as a child with your mom. Removing any energy of feeling abandoned or invisible, and realizing that the hurt and shame and guilt that she may have projected was because of her own pain. Allow that lavender light now to gently lubricate your knee and allow whatever needs to be put in the clear and delete jar to gently permeate and allow your guardian angel to extract that now. And now we focus on the right knee, which is connected to the paternal side, and allow that energy now to melt away any energy of codependencies from the patriarchal side or the male figure in your life. Remove the energy of the mantra, if I am visible, then someone will leave me. Allow that energy now to melt away. Allow that lavender light to clear all the hurt and shame of feeling abandoned and removing that patterning from your body and your world, from all of your future lives, and the memory of the DNA in your cellular system as well. Allow it now to go into the jar of the clear and delete jar. Now this energy permeates down your ankles all the way down to the bottom of your feet as you connect to Gaia, Mother Earth, giving reverence to the land and the energy of the home, the space, the Zen, the beauty that you live in. As you beautify your space, your home, your state, your country, your province, your continent, wherever you live in the world on earth at this moment in time. As you remember what Gaia truly is. It's our home, our sanctuary. It's a place of whimsical gardens, a place where you can make your dreams come true, a place where there's great density, yet the softness of your heart and the truth of who you are allows you to lead by example, allowing the duality to be an advantage to you. Now focus on your heart space as you scan your body from above to below and left to right, and see if there are any parts that still have remnants of an emotional charge associated with it. And if so, ask now your guardian angel as they stand right before you, face to face, as the left hand and the right hand, they're standing directly in front of you, holds your left and right hand. It removes now, extracts any relationships also, any cords, filaments, strings, or attachments of any past negative relationships, past negative thought forms, anything that no longer serves you or your mission to serve others and yourself with your amazing, creative, beautiful gift. And your angel now takes all that it just extracted, puts it into that jar, as you both bow down in reverence to this jar, because it taught you of how wise and how beautiful and how experienced and how amazing and miraculous that you are. And each time you see someone in pain in their eyes or they're being angry, know that there are remnants inside of them. Perhaps they don't know that they're carrying. And empathy is the way. Unconditional love is the way. And may you continue to rise like the phoenix that you all are, the angels, the earth angels that you are. May you be blessed today and always, and be reminded of the balance of the yin and the yang, the trust and the love that you always are and you always were. And just breathe now into that love space. As now, with 3 breaths, the jar now disappears. 1, the jar goes out on conveyor belt. 2, you don't even see it, it's out of your vantage point. And 3, whenever you're ready, open up your eyes. Your hands in prayer position. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Have a blessed October. May you be reminded of the love that you are. And if you like this video, if you are enjoying the monthly vibes, you can subscribe on janetnamaste.com. And please, if you like it, hit like, hit share. And until next time, have a blessed, miraculous October. Manifest great, great stuff. I love you. Namaste, my angels.